Hi everyone, good evening. Good evening to you all. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you all. I hope you all can hear me very well. Okay, I think it's clear. It's clear enough. It's clear enough. All right, so let's start off. Once again, I want to welcome everybody here. How was your Sunday? I hope you had a wonderful. I hope the Sunday is going on fine. Mr. Xavier, good afternoon, sir. You're welcome to my channel. Happy Sunday to you and family. All right, so you're looking flat. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you for coming in. And for those of you that are coming in, please like this video, like and share, okay? And let me share as well. I've not even shared the video. I'm saying you guys should share and I've not shared. Let me share. All right, so we'll start off today. Started off today very early because I just wanted us to finish on time so that we can do other things. Okay, so let me share the live stream. I hope you can hear me very well. I hope it's very clear. Okay, but I don't know. Let me see if I can change the settings of this. Okay, is it clear now? Can you guys see me very well? I don't know if I can. Oh, I don't know. I don't like this setting. I'm looking at for a setting that wouldn't be too. I don't know. I'm looking. All right. I don't want to look somehow. Yeah, I can hear. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So I've shared the live stream. All right. So basically, this is a continuation of what I discussed the last time. I think I had this live stream 2 days ago, where I talked about the controversial podcasts of Mr. Supernational Nigeria, and what happened, how he was manipulated to say most of the things that he said. Okay, and I think I don't think I really read, or I don't think I watched the full video because there's some things that were missing that I later found out. Okay, I think I just want to correct what I said in the last live stream. I don't think he wasn't paid for the live stream. He didn't pay, like he wasn't paid to appear. He paid for the live stream. I'm sorry, for the podcast rather. He wasn't paid to appear on that podcast. Rather, he was the one. Gowokolo paid the honest crew bunch. Be honest bunch crew. Sorry, it's honest bunch. He paid the honest bunch crew to appear in that podcast because according to what he said, he wanted fame, he wanted attention, he wanted he wanted the attention rather, and he was looking for a platform to for him to be more popular. So he was introduced to Honest Bunch, where he informed the Nedu, the I think he was Nedu is the chief is it chief anchor? Yeah, chief anchor of that podcast. So they do told him that for him to appear in that podcast, he has to pay 5 billion naira, which he paid to the podcast, the theme of the podcast. And later, when he heard that, the result, his topic was to be changed, and somebody else was to join him in that podcast. He now reformed. Sorry, guys, I have a call. He now sorry, please let me answer the call. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the break in transmission. So let me start from where I stopped. Okay, I think, yes, when he made payment, he made 5 million naira to the Honest Bunch crew. That was when he found out that somebody else was going to join him in that particular podcast. And he didn't want that. He was like, no, he didn't want somebody else to join them, because he did it solely because he wanted to feature alone in that podcast. So that was when he was now asking for a refund. He requested for a refund, but they said they cannot refund him the money because they've shared the money amongst the crew. So they can't start retrieving those monies. I think that was when they now told him, okay, since you don't want to talk about this particular topic, which he refused. According to what he said, he initially refused to talk about the topic, but they were like, they've already fixed the date. So it's either he goes and come back on a separate day, which according to what he said was detrimental to him because he had spent money for that particular podcast. Okay, so he had no other choice than to, go on live on the podcast, saying what they forced him or what they manipulated him to say, according to what he said. All right, so that was just the background story. Okay, I think what I said initially was that he was being paid, but I think now, with the information we have now, he paid for that podcast. Okay, not that he was paid; he paid for it. So he paid for for himself. He paid for the embarrassment. He paid for the podcast, rather. He paid for the podcast. Sorry, guys, just give me 1 minute, please. Let me make a call. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the break in transmission. Okay, most times you don't, when people will call you and when there's an emergency. So I just have to pick up. All right. So I think I'll just put my phone on silence so that I won't have this break in transmission. All right. So I think that was what, like I said, he now for paid for the podcast. So it was not like he was being paid; he paid for it. And to me, I felt like you paying for something and you are now being manipulated. I don't think the story is quite complete, because this Honest Bunch crew also, they now made a statement. They made a statement to, reacting to the interview that Ugowokolo said then did, this recent interview that he did. They made a statement and they were like, they did not in fact they denied all the allegations by Ugowokolo. They denied all the allegations. They said they didn't tell him what to say, like they were not the ones that gave him the topic and everything, that it came from him. Like whatever he said in that podcast was not manipulated. It was not manipulated to make those statements. That the statement came from him because he wanted to trend. Okay, so that's the the backstory and the what they call it, the correction I wanted to you guys to know concerning the other live stream I did. Okay, so that at least we will be on the same page. All right. So with regards to with regards to what all that just happened, what has been happening so far with Ugo Kolo, and a lot of persons have been calling the franchise holders. Even in my previous live stream, I was now like, the franchise holders should make a statement, of which they finally released a statement on Friday. Friday, was it Friday or Thursday? They said the letter was dated on the 20th, and 20th was on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. 20th was on Thursday. So now, I don't want to go into the nitty-gritties of what Honest Bunch replied to Okolo, because they denied all the allegations. They denied, and they even accused him they accused him of basically, they said in their statement that they didn't tell him what to say, and they accused him of also trying to accuse them falsely of what they denied the allegations, and they said that that in their own statement, they said Mr. Okolo appeared on our platform for a paid appearance, during which he had the freedom to select a topic of his choice, which he did. At no point did we suggest a specific topic to him. Okay, so that means he had the freedom to choose his topic. Then they now said, nor was he instructed on what to say, either as a team or individually. Furthermore, he was never pressured to discuss any particular issue. He arrived with a notepad outlining his points. Okay, so meaning that they said he made those points. They did not force him to make the point. And I like what they said at the end. They were like, okay, they made something. They said something else. They said, we are truly shocked that someone who lacks integrity and dignity, willing to spread falsehood for fame, has been crowned by the prestigious Mr. World Nigeria. Meaning that they said that Ugochukwu lacks integrity and dignity, and being crowned under this prestigious platform of Mr. Nigeria. And the further said, it is concerning to think that this individual is now set to represent us on a global stage. Can you imagine? Like, they've turned the whole table against him, saying that, he's not fit to even represent us with this kind of statement. That means he was lying against them. Okay, they said, we remain steadfast in our commitment to transparency and value the divinity of opinions expressed on our platform, regardless of our personal views. Okay. And I liked what they said in the ending part of this letter. Okay, on this statement, this is Honest Bunch crew. This is Honest Bunch crew, not Silverbird. I'm coming to Silverbird statement. Okay, let me just finish up with this one. Lastly, they said, we kindly ask that the institution and the Silverbird group look into the character of this man. Now they are calling on the Silverbird group to look into the character of this man, meaning they should look into the character of Ugo Okolo. That all he said against them were lies. That's what the Honest Bunch crew responded to the allegations by Ugo Okolo, meaning that he was lying. According to what they said, allegedly, that he was lying, because I'm not on any side, okay? I'm just here to analyze. Okay, they said they responded to Ugo Okolo, saying that Ugo Okolo was lying against them, while Ugo said he was being manipulated. So now, who do we believe now in this story? Who do we believe is saying the truth at this point? Because right now, everybody is pointing fingers at each other. Nobody wants to take the blame. Nobody wants to say, okay, yes, we admit that we did it. Nobody wants to take the blame, okay, at this point. And it's so sad at this point that nobody wants to take the blame. So briefly, Mr. Xavier said, a spade be called a spade. Silverbird, as a franchise holder, is not giving her representative enough publicity so he can get that attention somewhere else. Only he went about it wrongly. I understand your point, Mr. Xavier, that Silverbird is not giving them the platform for them to to get that popularity, because according to what he said, Ugo wanted popularity. He wanted popularity. He wanted the fame. He wanted to represent Nigeria, in July, and he needed the platform. He needed the popularity. But at the same time, when you're looking for a platform, not a platform like a Honest Bunch, but Honest Bunch is a controversial podcast. If you have been watching Honest Bunch for some time, most of the things that they say there are controversial. So you don't expect them to accept you going there and be talking about pageantry when they are looking for someone that is controversial. Honest Bunch crew is not for pageantry. They are looking for persons that are controversial. So you going there without telling a story that is controversial. Of course, you guys know Nigeria here now. You must look for a topic that's controversial so that you can get views. So you can't go to that kind of podcast that is known for its controversial issues and these some kind of things which you are not does not align with your values. You have to go to where aligns with your values. There are other platforms that you would have gone to aside from Honest Bunch. There are other platforms that he would have chosen apart aside from Honest Bunch. Okay, so that's what I can say there. Even the Silverbird, they are at fault here because, of course, they have a television. Silverbird has a television, for Christ's sake. Why can't they use their own platform to also, give give their representatives, give their queens and their kings the needed publicity? Why can't they use their own platform? They have a radio station, they have a television, they have a YouTube channel. So use those platforms to also, elevate the and give these queens the visibility that they want. So at this point, Silverbird too, they are to be blamed, and also Ugonwo Kolo is to be blamed at this point, because you can't just tell me that you're looking for a platform. It's Honest Bunch that you chose out of all the platforms where you know that there's controversial issues there, and they discuss controversial issues there. Why won't they give you a topic now? Why won't they tell you to say something that will give them views? Because of course they're looking for views. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to make money, so they're looking for views. They won't tell you that, oh, come and be talking about pageantry, or come and tell us your advocacy, because I was expecting him to talk about his advocacy. You are representing us in an international competition. What are your advocacies? That money would have been put into, even giving your advocacies more publicity than even paying the crew. 5 million naira, you paid 5 million naira to a controversial podcast. What were you expecting? Guys, please just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. I just had to do one or two things. So, I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to set up these things. Just glitching. I'm coming. Okay, I'm back. All right. So, Silvia said the clause of the matter is that Silverbird has a TV and a radio station where they can only give the spotlight to these queens. Exactly. That's what I was saying. That they have the spotlight, they have the facilities to give them publicity, but they're not doing it. So I don't blame him for even going out to seek for recommendations. And it's such a pity that he went to the wrong place, the wrong platform. He went to the wrong platform. So, for example, the headquarters of ECOWAS is in Abuja. Silverbird, as a franchise holder, Miss ECOWAS, since 2022, MBJ never sent to see the ECOWAS building or send her as an ambassador. Can you imagine? Mr. Ike Honora, how are you doing? You're welcome to my channel. He said, I think his manager did not help him in any way. Once you become a pageant king, you get a manager. Exactly. You get a manager. You get somebody to manage you, a PR team, So I don't think he has one. He has one. But with the money that he spent, he would have been able to get one now. And 5 million naira is not a joke. 5 million naira is not a joke. So, Mr. said, most podcasts and talk show would always give you the questions ahead to read and prepare ahead before a show or interview. Exactly. They said, according to what they said, He chose his own topic. They did not force the topic on him. He chose that particular topic. So if I thought, I don't know where these old issues are coming from. If it's from the Honest Bunch crew or from him, because I don't know who is lying at this point. You know, everybody, they are just trying to point fingers at each other. So we don't even know who at this point is saying the truth. All right, so Mr. Ike said, Silverbird television is not even good for publicity because their setting is now equivalent to NTA, and most people don't watch Silverbird TV anymore. You can imagine. Nobody watches them anymore. So their platform is not even as relevant as, you know, going on a platform where you know that at least people people view those particular platforms. Because I know that the reason why he went for Honest Bunch was because the platform always get millions of views. So he wanted that publicity, but he got it. He didn't get. He got a wrong publicity. Like the publicity now has turned everything around for him. It's not for good. It turned against him. You know, it wasn't what he was expecting, because at some point he said that he almost spied himself. In the interview, when I watched the whole interview, I was like, he almost spied himself, because he was like, you know, a lot of persons were calling him, they were embarrassed with what he said, you know. Persons were, they're like, you know, they said a lot of things about him, and with what happened, he became depressed and he almost spied himself because of the depression, you know. So I think this is a lesson to other pageant queens and kings. When you are looking for publicity, go onto the right platforms. Don't go to all these controversial platforms, and at least let your manager or let your franchise holders, let them vet what you're going to talk about. You know, let them vet what you want to say in that podcast, because you are also not he did not only embarrass his image. He embarrassed the image of the franchise holders as well. You see. Anyway, let me read their statement. The response that Silverbird made in regards to this issue with Tugu. Okay. So I'll read out what Silverbird said about you know, said about the controversy, because this is a controversial it's controversial. This is a controversial issue, you know. So let me read out what Silverbird said. All right. So now it was dated February 20th. I think February 20th it was on Thursday, because today is 23rd. So I think they made this on Thursday, released this statement on Thursday. All right. So they said in the letter, they said, upholding the integrity of Mr. Supranational Nigeria Organization. That was what they termed the letter to be. It said, in the light of recent discussions surrounding the selection process of Mr. Supranational Nigeria and its title holder, Ugochukwu Okolo, we find it necessary to reaffirm our unwavering commitment to transparency, integrity, and excellence in our pageant system. While we respect the freedom of expression, we encourage responsible journalism and fact-based discourse to ensure that public narratives remain fair and accurate. We stand firmly against any misrepresentation of our organization, our processes, or our winners. Okay, so apparently they are defending themselves now. They are saying that, that they still stand on the integrity of the organization, saying that whatever everybody have been saying about the integrity of the organization is wrong. That is not good journalism. So they now went further to say that Mr. Supranational Nigeria competition follows a rigorous, independent, and merit-based selection process, judged by a diverse panel of industry professionals. So our organization stands by the credibility of this process and the values we uphold. All right. So they now made mention of it again and said, furthermore, we want to assure the public that we are actively investigating the circumstances surrounding the recent discussions involving Ugochukwu Okolo. Our team is gathering evidence and reviewing all available information to fully understand what transpired. Updates on this investigation will be shared accordingly. So you can see that they are still they want to start investigating the issue, you know, with Ugochukwu and Honest Bunch and Nidu and everything. Okay, so that they can now, you know, let us know what actually transpired. Okay, now what I have to say that as an internationally recognized brand, Silverbird Group remains committed to empowering young men and women with leadership, community impact, and global representation. We deeply global representation of opportunities. We deeply appreciate the continued support of our fans, sponsors, and global partners, which contributions are invaluable to the success of Mr. World Nigeria and Mr. Supranational Nigeria. We encourage the public to focus on the positive impact, opportunities, and global recognition that these pageants provide for young men in Nigeria. All right, so apparently the Silverbird organization, they are saying that, they have to investigate. So they don't want to, they have to investigate on their part and know what actually transpired before they release a statement. So we are also waiting for their statements. By the time they release the statement, of course, I will come up here and I will give you guys updates as regards what they came up with, or what the results of the investigation by the Silverbird Group, what they decided, what the results are. Okay, I'll give you guys the updates. So while we wait for Silverbird to carry out their own investigation, I would say that at this point, Silverbird, they need to increase their publicity, the publicity of their kings and queens, because if they had good publicity, I don't think that Ugochukwu would actually look for a controversial podcast to go and feature in. Okay, and also there will also be a PR team, the PR team of Silverbird too. They need to vet whatever these kings and queens are, the kind of interview they grant outside. Before they grant any interview, make sure that you vet whatever they're going to say out there. Because if actually they knew that he was going on that podcast, at least they would have they would have given him, or guided him on what to say. Because there was no guidance now, nobody to guide him, no manager, nothing, no PR team. He just went out there and did what he thought was right, So at that point, it's so sad that it cost him a lot, because right now he's actually regretting his actions. He's regretting his actions because a lot of persons are calling for him to be dethroned. So many persons are calling for him to be dethroned, for him to for him to step down, and for somebody else to take his place in to Poland, because they are like, we can't have somebody like this represent us. It's not possible. That's what they are saying right now. All right, so let me read some of your comments. Said they can use pageant platform to promote their television. They can make that. Okay. So Diva said there are a lot of cosmetic, fashion, and beauty parlor out there looking for a cheap outlet. Silverbird should change their TV to the beauty. I don't even understand Silverbird at this point, because I don't know what they are doing with their platform. Like, I don't even see the queens. I don't know. Aside from the interview that they grant after the whole pageant thing, and after the pageant and everything, I don't see how they also promote these queens, because even when they are going for their international competitions, do you even post their what they call it, their journeys to the international pageants? You don't even post their journeys. You don't even on their YouTube channel, they don't even update their YouTube channel, so that at least, even if they're not, people don't watch TV as much as they watch YouTube. At least people that watch YouTube they have an audience on YouTube. They also have an audience on TV, because I know that these days people don't really watch TV like that. Most times when they on the TV, either they're going to watch football, or they're going to watch movies, or they're going to watch entertainment. People don't really watch like news channels. Like Silverbird TV now is not that popular. So I think that they should also use their other platform, like the radio too. They have a radio. So use their radio platform, use their YouTube platform to also elevate, and also give give their kings and their queens the publicity that they need. He said Ben Bruce was the one with those freaks. He sold to his brothers. When you sell your dreams to another, it's never the same as you're doing your thing with these freaks. He sold to. Okay, that's their own family issue. You understand? But I think that this is a company, this is a group of companies, so they should be able to put themselves together and guide their kings and queens. Because if they had this guidance, I don't think that he would be a victim of this controversial podcast. He won't be a victim. I say he gave Guy MBGN, Roy the radio and TV. the Galleria to his second wife, Tina, and the quarrel to his son, with his son. Anyway, that one is their own business too. Like I said, when a family, when you're doing a business with your family members or whatever, you shouldn't allow internal politics to affect the outlook of the company. But what can I say? When you put your family members and everybody that familiar faces, what do you expect? They will do what they can, they will do what they like, because you can't bring them to book, because of course they are family members. Why can't you just use somebody neutral to run the MBGN aspect of it, or the beauty pageant aspect of it? That way, at least the person can do, can bring in new innovations, fresh innovations into the beauty pageant. Because right now they are the ones holding most of the franchises here in Nigeria. Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss Supranational. Those are big franchises, and we can't be joking with them. He said they should retrieve the Miss Universe Nigeria. Breaking translation. He said they should reach. Yes, of course, that would have been saying that they should retrieve it from them, because right now they're not doing a good job. They're not doing a good job, and they say they want to host international pageants when the national pageant is nothing to write home about. So at this point, I'm waiting for them to investigate on this matter. Let us know what actually transpired. Like they said, let us know how, what is going to happen. What is Ugochukwu's fate? Because I think with the investigation, when the investigation is concluded, that's when we now know the fate of Ugochukwu at the moment. Because right now, his title hangs in a balance right now. Because a lot of persons are calling for him to be dethroned and for him to step down. That is what is going on. They have sentiment into the whole situation, and the business PR is going it's going down. He said, I'm following Mr. International Nigeria pageant. Whoever is in charge of that pageant presently knows what pageant is all about, and I'm impressed. Exactly. It's Misters of Nigeria that's in charge of Mr. International. I talked about them now in my previous. If you watched on my channel, you see that I've been talking about Misters of Nigeria. I did a video. I did a video about them, I think last week, 2 weeks or so. They are really doing well, and they've bought more franchises. They've bought Mr. Universe. They've bought over Mr. Universe franchise. So whoever they will also increase their international participation. So at least they are taking they have at least up to 4 international pageants, that they have that they acquired the franchise. So they are expanding, and they are expanding in a good way, because they actually know what they are doing. The PR, if you go to their Instagram page, their PR team, their social media team, they are doing a fantastic job. Look at the results of what, the results speak for itself. And I would like to follow the pageant, because the pageant for this year is taking place very soon. So of course I will follow the pageant, and I'll give you guys updates on that pageant. I think the owner of Misters of Nigeria, his name is Mr. Somtochukwu David or so, something like that. I think that's his name. I think I talked about it I think it's Mr. Somtochukwu. That's the owner of Misters of Nigeria. They also own the franchise of Mr. International Nigeria and Mr. Global Nigeria and Manhunt Nigeria. So yes, Manhunt Nigeria, and also recently Mr. Universe. So they are expanding, and they're doing very well. The man knows what to do. He's a man that is in charge of that pageant. So he knows. I don't know if he can, buy the franchise of Mr. World Nigeria and also Mr. Universe, Miss Universe Nigeria. In fact, Miss World Nigeria as well, because Miss World Nigeria, I don't know what is going on right now. Now that they've separated the pageant from the other pageants, they are yet to even release a statement, And the Miss World has released a date in May. And this is February. February is almost coming to an end. We just have March and April for us to prepare for Miss World. And yet we don't have a date for the pageant, for the national pageant. We don't have a date for nothing has been done. Just had a screening, first screening last week or last 2 weeks. I think it was last 2 weeks now that we had the first screening. And they didn't release any statement to that effect after that screening. So I don't know what is happening. Like they don't act on time. They don't act on time. And this is what we've been saying, that we need pageants that, you know, are proactive. We need franchise holders that are proactive. Same with Miss Earth. Now they've started registration for this year's pageant, which will take place in November. They are already preparing. They already started registration. So at least I know the pageant will take place before the middle of the year, or the middle of the year. At least the girl will have about 3 or 4 months to prepare for the pageant. So it's very important that we have enough time to prepare for international pageants, and that means that we need to have the national competitions on time, at least 6 months or 4 months to the international pageant. So Silverbird, they're still saying the same thing. They're still, you know, carrying out the same process over and over again without any change. We keep clamoring for change every year, and yet we don't see the changes. That franchise misters are franchise misters are good. Yes, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job, and the guy is very young, like Mr. Honora was saying. The guy is a very young guy. That guy, I don't know if he's up. I don't think he's up to 40, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know his age. I'm just allegedly. Don't come for me, please. I don't know, but it seems like he's not even up to 40. He's a young guy, and I think that he has this passion for, you know, uplifting, you know, male uplifting, you know, men through the pageant, through the pageant platform, because he's doing a good job. If you look at the way they organize their pageants, the way they are organized, the way they do their things, they are very well organized. He's doing a good job. And it chooses the representative based on merit. It doesn't choose them based on the fact that maybe probably they come from wealthy background, or they lobbied or whatever. The winners are based on merit. So when they go out there to international competitions, they don't flop, because they know how they got the title. They got it based on merit. So someone has taken part in some of these pageants, so knows what. Yes, I think he's a pageant veteran. That's why he knows what to do. He's a pageant veteran. He's not up to 30. Are you serious? Not even up to 30 years. And you see what he's doing, the impact that he's making in the pageant industry. Within a short period of time that I started, you know, talking about male pageants, you know, I've seen that he's one of the franchise holders that I can proudly talk about on my channel and say, yes, these people are doing very well. This franchise, they know what they are doing, you know. Recently, he acquired a new franchise, Mr. Universe Nigeria, and very soon now they will crown the first representative to Mr. Universe. I know that they are going to prepare him very well, and he will attend the pageant. Look at what happened to Mr. World Nigeria last year. The winner could not go to represent us in Mr. World because of visa issues, because of, you know, flimsy. They just gave him flimsy excuses, because they don't know how to organize. Silverbird don't know how to organize. They don't know how to prepare their candidates on time. Now, only God knows if he's going to go this year, because I heard that they might not have Mr. World this year. So probably he will go next year. I don't know. Because right now he's just there. He just has the title of Mr. World Nigeria, and yet he couldn't represent us internationally. Then what's the need? And the projects, their pet projects, they don't talk about their pet projects. They don't give them that visibility to talk about their pet project or their social media, charitable works, or their advocacies. Okay, he said they are doing the same for even richer newly launched Mr. World Nigeria. They are postponing the second screening before they are buying time for girls coming from abroad. Okay, they are doing the same thing. Same for even their newly launched Miss World Nigeria. Okay, they are postponing the second screening before they before before okay, because they are buying time for girls coming from abroad. You can imagine. You can imagine. The same thing we're talking about Silverbird, the same thing. The same thing. We keep saying every time, the same thing. We keep saying every time that what they call it, that they are using they are being biased. Silverbird is being biased. Just imagine they're waiting for the girls coming from abroad, the girls that are, you know, participating from abroad to come down before they release the dates. So if they had released the date beforehand and some of the girls could not meet up, then they go ahead with what they have, with the ones that are ready. It's because they have a special interest in those ones coming from abroad. That's why they did not release that date, which is very bad. Look at what I said in my channel. Shelly, the one of the contestants. She has a dual citizenship. She has, in fact, Miss Supranational Zimbabwe have released her as one of the finalists. They've released her name as one of the finalists. So she's vying for both Miss World Nigeria and Miss Supranational Zimbabwe. And because of her, they shifted the screening, the first screening, because they wanted her to participate. So I don't really understand. Like, if you fix a date, any person that does not meet up, then you move on, leave the person. Except probably they have they are already biased. Like they favor those girls over the ones here in Nigeria, which they've been doing in the time past. They always favor the girls from abroad, favor them because they feel like, oh, they have that exposure. What if the girls they don't? What if they don't merit to be crowned, or they don't merit to be in that competition because you feel like they are coming from, you know, from a privileged environment? It's not fair. He said they should send the current Mr. World Nigeria to Mr. Supranational because he does not have what it takes to win Mr. World, honestly. Oh, really? Wow. So the winner now of Mr. World now, what's his name again? I've forgotten his name. So he doesn't even have what it takes to win Mr. World. So then why did they now crown him now? So he's now fit for Mr. Supranational. Mr. David, please explain. Oh, please explain what you mean by this. Oh, expatiate, I beg. Expatiate. Expatiate what you mean by this one, because I'm just hearing this for the first time. Oh, that he's not fit for Mr. World, that he's fit for Mr. Supranational. So please expatiate. Let us know why you made that statement. Let us know why you made the statement. So on this issue of Mugowokolo versus Honest Bunch versus Nedu, I'll say that the story is not quite clear, because right now everybody's pointing accusing fingers at each other. Nobody wants to take the blame. Nobody wants to say, okay, you are this, you are the one that said this, or you manipulated. Okay, accept that, okay, I was manipulated, or I manipulated you and everything. So nobody is taking the blame. Everybody's pointing accusing fingers at each other. So at this point, I think that, you know, like Silverbird said, let them carry out their own investigation and know what actually transpired. What actually transpired between them. I go speak another thing. Hey God. So that at least we will know who is telling lies and who is saying the truth. Okay. So at this point, it's so sad that Gowokolo, you know, found himself in this situation, because to me, all this would have been avoided, you know. And it's so sad that he even paid money to be in that podcast. After paying such amount of money, they're telling you what to say. So you don't have a mind of your own. He would have refused and said, no, I want to do this, I want to do that. So at their own side, they're saying that they didn't give him the topic, that he decided to choose the topic and he made his points. So I don't understand. Why didn't they choose a different topic? And coming to that kind of podcast, I thought that he was going to talk about his advocacies, you know, as Mr. Supranational Nigeria. What are your advocacies? What do you want to how do you want to influence the youth? Because you have a lot of people looking up to you. So how do you want to influence the youth? That's what you'll be talking about, not talking about women. How poor women turn you on. That's not what you should be talking about in that kind of podcast as a pageant king. You should be going there to talk about your advocacies, how you want to influence society in a positive way. what you want to do in terms of your preparations for Mr. Supernational. You know, that's what he would have said. Not to go down and start saying a different thing entirely, something different from your pageant and journey. Doesn't really make sense now. Doesn't really make sense at all. So I blame him. I'm sure that he understood that, you know, he also took the blame as well. He said he takes the blame for his actions and all that. Because at that point, I was not like, you're a full-grown man that, you know, you cannot just be easily manipulated to make those kind of statements. And you weren't paid it's a paid appearance. You paid to appear there. It's not as if it was a free platform. So you won't pay to embarrass yourself. You pay to go and embarrass yourself, which is, to me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't really make sense. So at this point, I think that they should come up with the truth. And Silverbird, like they said, they want to investigate. Let them investigate so that they can tell us what actually happened. Because right now, Nana Nedu or Honest Bunch or Gowokolo is saying the truth at this point. Everybody is trying to cover up their own, cover up their mess. You know, they're trying to cover up their mess. But they know that they don't mess up already. So this one will talk you, this one will talk you. Nobody won't admit, say they make mistake. Nobody wants to admit that they made a mistake. Everybody is pointing and accusing fingers at each other. Anyway, to wahala. Let's see how it goes. Because right now he will go say he won't buy himself. And I said, you have not seen anything, you want to buy yourself. Now wow. Wait till why you won't buy yourself? Because at the end of the day, people will assume that you were in your right senses when you made those statements. Because a full-grown man, nobody will want to believe that you were easily manipulated. Did they force you to come out there? Nobody forced you. You reached out to them. Now you reach out to them, say they find fame. You want to be famous. And you not say another platform to reach out to is now Honest Bunch that has controversy surrounding them. Washa. Anyway, let's wait and see what the outcome of that investigation will look like, or what they will come up with. Because right now it's as if Silverbird now is so controversy. Their name is now surrounded with controversy. That's how Chichi's own came, and they didn't address it. Nothing was done about Chidiman's controversy. Now it's now Ugwokolo. Now Ugwokolo, and he's supposed to represent us in Poland in July. So at this point now, I think that I don't know the kind of penalty they would issue out to him, because a lot of persons are calling for him to step down, which to me I concur with them. I concur with them for him to step down, because at this point the controversy surrounding him, the scandals surrounding him is too much at this point, because I'm sure that the Mr. Supranational organization, they are watching as well. They are watching. You know, such a person with that kind of character, like the Honest Bunch was saying, that he has a questionable character, that he lacks integrity and he lacks what they call a dignity. So is it that kind of person I want to go and want to send to represent us internationally? Not possible. It won't work. It won't work. So I'm sorry to say this. I think that at this point, Silverbird should make up their mind, because if they should send him to Poland, I don't know what is going to be his fate. But if they want to risk it, no problem. It's their choice. But at the same time, this is going to be our first Mr. Supranational experience. You know, this is the first time we are sending a representative to Mr. Supranational. So it will be sad, or it's not be good that we send somebody that has a questionable character, somebody that is already mad with scandals. You know, that will not be a good precedent at all. It won't be a good precedent. It won't be a good precedent for them to send someone that's mad with a lot of scandals and everything at this point. So even if they carried out their investigation and they found out that what actually transpired, I think that they should suspend him for now. You know, because right now, at this point, I don't know. Even if he wants to carry out charitable works, I don't know how he's going to go about it. You know, so I think at this point, like Mr. Ziva was saying in my other live stream, he should he should include in his advocacies women empowerment and everything, at least to redeem his face, to redeem his image. He should talk about women empowerment and equality of women. That's what Mr. Sylvia talked about in my other live stream. And I was like, are you sure he's going to, that will redeem his image? But at this point, I think he needs to, there's a lot he needs to do now to redeem his image, because a lot of persons are saying that he's telling lies, you know. So nobody knows the truth at this point. Nobody knows the truth of what really happened with him and the Honest Bunch crew. And it's so sad, you know, that such a thing is happening to a title holder, a current title holder, for that matter. So I think what I would advise him to do, he should have a PR team, he should have a manager, he should, you know, try to redeem his image with what just happened. Look for advocacies that will redeem his image. Look for, you know, how to trend in a positive way. Do charitable works, okay? That will also help him as well. That will help him. Should carry out charitable works, you know. Carry out charitable works, try and, you know, redeem his image, and he should stop granting controversial interviews. Because at some point, I'd already forgotten about what he said until he now came out on this Lucky Udu channel and made these allegations against the Honest Bunch crew. That now added salt to injury. If he had a good PR team or manager, they would have advised him against coming out a second time to grant that interview. Anyways, let's see what Silverbird would what they will come up with. Okay, so let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's just see what they will come up with, because they have the final say, and I'm just here to analyze. I don't have the final say as to what decision that Silverbird will make eventually. Okay, so I think that, you know, wait for them to make up their minds and let us know what they decide, you know, what his fate will be, if he's going to represent us internationally or not, and then if they're going to replace him with someone else. Okay, so let's see how it goes. All right, so that's it though. Thank you all for joining me today. I don't have much to say because anyway, let's see how it goes during the week. I just hope that we have any other updates on Miss World Nigeria, and also any other update from Silverbird as regards the investigation. Of course, if I get any update, I'll come on live. And yeah, let's see how it goes. For now, Miss World Nigeria is yet to release the date. And like one of my subscribers said, Mr. Xavier said that allegedly they had to postpone because they are waiting for their abroad contestants to arrive in Nigeria. Anyway, let's wait for them. Let's see what they're going to bring this time around. Let's see the kind of class of this year's contestants. Let's see, what who they choose and who they choose to be the finalists for this year's Miss World Nigeria. All right, I'm looking forward to the final list. Okay, and then once I get the final list, of course, I will come on here and give you guys the updates as usual. All right, so have a blessed week ahead. Yeah, thank you very much, and you too, and to everybody here, have a blessed week ahead, and I wish you all the best of luck. Of course, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Okay, I have a lot of gist on this channel. If you're a fan of beauty pageants, I know it's 37 already, but it's very Are you serious? 37 already? Okay, well, let's wait and see. That's if they don't cut it down, because you know that there's also physical screening. Because this was just the first screening, and it was virtual. So there's also physical screening. So I don't know if they've done the physical screening, and if they did it, probably they did it offline, or they did it privately, which was not publicized, except they did that one privately. Okay, onto the physical screening will now determine the final number of ladies that they choose. Okay, so let's not decide. Probably 37 has been chosen already after the first virtual screening. Then after the physical screening, they will now publicize the final contestants that will be vying for the Miss World Nigeria competition. Okay, so let's see how it goes. I'll be waiting for them to release the updates, and I hope that this time around we'll have better looking headshots. Okay, not the one we had last year for Miss Universe Nigeria. I hope that they will change the headshots this time around, because I don't want to see those ugly looking headshots. Anyways, no wahala. Let's see how it goes. He said it will be in March, and as I said, they are waiting for their broad bisque. Okay, no problem. So if they have it in March, that means that the lady will have just 1 month. The winner will have just 1 month to prepare, because Miss World is in May. It's from May 7th to 31st. That's Miss World pageant. So if we're having a pageant in March, national competition in March, meaning that the lady will just have April, only April to prepare, which is very short for Miss World, very, very short. Anyway, is what they've been doing before. So who are we to now say, we follow what follow their rules and regulations. Say yes, the winner will just have one. Yes, exactly, just 1 month, which is very, very poor, very, very poor. You have just 1 month to prepare, and it's not fair at all. Other countries have crowned their winners, crowned their representatives since last year. Only Nigeria I think Nigeria is the only African country left, because I can see that the only other African countries have crowned their reps since. We are the only ones left, and we just have 1 month to go. Anyway, it's sad. So that means that they have to choose a girl that is well-grounded, because can't just take a novice to represent us, somebody that does not know, that is not well-grounded. It won't work. So they need to crown a well-grounded lady that will represent us, because the time is too short. It's very, very short. Anyway, what can we say now? Silverbird and their and their antics and their rules. So we have to follow what they say. They are the ones that have the, they hold the franchise. So they decide what they want to do with it. Anyways, that's all for today. If there's any other update, like I said, I'll come on and give you guys the update. Okay, so see you all in my next live stream later in the week. All right, have a lovely day. Bye. Yeah, regards to your family too. Bye.